Alright, welcome back. I'm gonna call Tally up to my room,
Tally, I'm free if you'd like to come up.
I'll just be a moment.
and we're gonna get our moves on. Yeah, just kidding.
Thanks for asking me up. I couldn't talk freely in front of Ron.
You okay?
No, I'm really not. 17 million lives are riding on me, and I don't know if I can save them.
Even if we defeat the Geth, you will lose more ships, Tally. You need to be ready for that.
My father once told me that commanders mourn losses, not people. He didn't think he could make the big decisions, the ones affecting the whole fleet, unless he put people at a distance.
Nice
I
subjunctive.
don't think I can do that. Maybe I'm not meant to be an admiral.
They need you here.
I know. And at least now, I can push back against the worst ideas. That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. That probably sounds stupid. It's just, I know I'm not really qualified for this.
You're doing fine, Tally. And thanks.
I should get back before the admirals get into trouble again. I'll talk to you later.
Alright. Talk to you later. Invite Allers? Yeah, maybe another time. We'll invite Allers another time. Yes, I'm going to be using the Javelin, actually. I just want to... Probably need more ammo. Yeah, spare ammo is better than the extra damage in my case. Yeah, so let's sock it to them. Oh, wait. Shut down. Destroy Reaper Base. I don't even know which one to do first. Reaper Base. I think, go for this one. Yeah, I still like this one the most. And we'll take Garrus, although... switch up his equipment a bit. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to go. Pretty much.
Commander, it is as we feared. Geth squadrons have begun massing on a path to intercept our live ships.
Understood, Admiral Ron. We're almost at the server. Keep us posted.
It's been ages since I
What's our
used the
status?
Javelin.
We remain undetected on encrypted Geth channels. Resistance is likely only within the server.
Within? It's that big?
You misunderstand. Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
You want me to virtually interact with the Geth?
That's insane.
Virtually.
You're talking about a virtual world built for synthetics. Hostile, yet synthetics.
I'm not a machine. How do I go into a virtual world?
Your species has experimented with virtual interfaces. You saw this on Project Overlord.
I saw how it almost unleashed a rogue AI human hybrid on the galaxy.
We have refined the interface they created and have equipment from Normandy to facilitate safe contact. We request your trust.
I have your back, Legion. Even if I don't quite understand why you need it.
You are an unknown. This is an advantage. Geth security is not adept at targeting organic thought processes. While we occupy the system's intrusion countermeasures, you will disable the squadrons by removing Geth from the server.
This had better be worth flying straight through a war zone.
We have compromised local Geth systems. They will remain dormant until our work is complete. There is little time. We will bypass security while you secure safe landing.
Wait, you're not gonna...
I guess it just did.
Oh, he's got the widow. Nice. Let's see how the javelin works here. Oh, it's been ages. For those of you who don't know the javelin, it's a fire delayed, long range, high penetration, single shot sniper rifle. That allows you wall hack. That is, seeing through stuff. That should be fun. But why am I using the Avenger? Come on, Garrus, get that armor piercing out, please. There's not going to be any action. Huh. No action.
This is it?
Yes. Hostile Geth fighter squadrons are networked to this server. Due to restricted resources, it is best if you connect alone.
No action.
Let's do it.
Initiating peer network integration. Proceed to docking port.
The Geth story unfolds.
Mapping to consensus. Remain still. Shepard Commander, access movement during an upload is discouraged.
Sounds like going to the dentist. Oof.
Shepard Commander, we acknowledge your integration into this server. We welcome you to our consensus.
My weapon's
What
gone.
is this?
We have installed filters to allow you to make visual sense of this server's raw data. Your mind perceives our world as something familiar.
I wouldn't call this familiar. Where are you?
Here,
You look different.
we have made ourselves visually distinct for your convenience.
What about Geth already in here?
You will perceive Geth's surveillance footage, audio logs, sensor records. We do not require bodies, as our software communes. Our hardware is merely a tool. This is our true world. As we remove Geth, it will grow dark.
And what does turning off the lights do to the Geth back in the real world?
The Geth fighter squadrons communicate with platforms on their spacecraft via this server. We will sever that connection. We will ensure there are no transfers or backups. This server will fall silent.
The sooner this place shuts down, the better.
Yes, create your lives remain at risk. Our goals must be met. There are 2 communication nodes on this server. We must access them to disable the hostile Geth's fighters. We must protect your exit port, but you will not be alone. We will maintain contact and assist. Establishing connection to access point.
Well, it's been ages since I've done this, but it's, I think, pretty informative, this part. Whatever the lack of action might be.
Warning, connection blocked by infected code. Use our combat software to disrupt the infection.
I wonder what the gun was for.
This foreign code is a manifestation of the old machine signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
Okay, I gotta ask. Why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
And thanks. I think.
So we gotta wait here a bit. Or rather, so this is the main issue here.
Connection established. Proceed to the access point.
Alright, trusting you, Legion. Alright.
Establishing connection to communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate. Warning. Reaper presence detected. Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
This is what I got to target, really. Interesting. I'm not even sure if I'm going the right way. Am I just backtracking here? Not sure. This is where I came from, right? I think so. Yeah, I think that's where I came from. Well, I can just judge by wherever there's a red, I suppose. That's what's blocking.
We cannot proceed until we gain access to this data cluster.
Okay.
Access to data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our... You must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
You really want to rename the VI networks?
Absolutely. The mobile hardware release deserves a little ceremony. Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Geth, Creator Zahak.
Yes. Very good.
Ancestors, you fuss over it.
Weren't you here until midnight fixing 01's circuitry?
Well, it needed resoldering.
Wasn't that footage from the past? Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed unmasked?
Good point.
I feel like I'm running around in circles. Maybe. Yeah. Not really hitting what needs to be hit. I'm not sure.
cluster contains information timestamped 290 years ago. The unit detects no malfunctions. It is still capable of serving.
You see? It's ignoring all shutdown commands.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
Let's cut the audio.
You may proceed to the last data cluster.
My grenades. Oh. Yeah, where is the last data cluster? That's the question, Legion. Is it here? Perhaps here? I think it's... Not really sure. Maybe this is blocking me. Now I feel like maybe I'm making progress. Yes, maybe. Okay, unless I was backtracking, this is probably the right time. No, I wasn't. Oh, God. So I basically backtracked all the way to the other one. The one I came from. Rather, by the gods. What's going on here? Not that I'm very familiar with this level, but still. I just need to find a red source of disturbance, I guess. I'm really a bit at a loss as to how I'm supposed to proceed here. I definitely feel like I'm going in circles here. It's not like I can leap. Oh, wait, I can. Sort of.
Accessing data cluster.
We've got escape gap. They're pinned.
Open fire.
One's going for a weapon.
So who won?
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic Gev following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model. Establishing connection with the remaining server node.
You mean the Widow? It's a classic, I'm not going to deny that.
Hello, Commander. Are you there?
Shepard's working on shutting down the server, Admiral Ron. I can fill you in.
The guest squadrons have arrived, but something is
Excuse me.
amiss.
A miss is actually one word, not two.
Half their fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
There you go.
Legion, give me an update.
1 node remains.
What's wrong?
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code is adapted. It can now self-replicate.
You mean it grows back?
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points in the infection may slow down its replication. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Sure, wherever they are. Oh, my shield's completely down.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Here. I think up there. And now... Alright, this is just turning... Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm about to say it's turning into a pain in the ass, which it kind of was, but that's progress.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Further along, you say. Where exactly?
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
I'm out of range of that. Oh, okay.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the
Oh,
infection's
fucking
ability
shit.
to replicate.
More.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
There we go.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its
You don't need to
replication
keep on
speed.
telling me
We
that,
require
Legion.
access to
I'm
this
aware.
data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed. We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to
I
proceed.
see, but wait. There is a spot I can go down here. Okay. Now, the question is... Now, this is out of range. Here, perhaps.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection.
Ugh, I feel as lost as I am with Murder Soul Suspect right now.
Infection to proceed.
So I'm just trying to find the vulnerable point, and it's not as obvious as I'd like it to be. Is that out of range? Yeah. Oh, certainly. Too bad I don't get to keep this weapon. This is out of range as well. So, where
We
exactly?
require access to this data cluster.
Perhaps
Disrupt
here?
Reaper infection to proceed. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target
Further
this
along
spot
the
to slow its
infection.
growth
Where?
toward the data cluster.
By further along, do you mean? I mean, this is the kind of pointless stuff I really don't enjoy.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Okay, it's...
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt
If I
Reaper
press
infection
V,
to proceed.
it'll point to... Okay, it's in there, so it's literally inside. That's where the data cluster is, and... Meaning I have to...
Shadow Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Yeah, well... Clearly not there. Out of range for the most part. Maybe I really have to backtrack. Could be. I mean, clearly it has to be within range, right? So, wherever the data cluster is, the infection that I can actually disrupt, it's not this, because I keep on trying that. That doesn't work.
We require access to this data cluster.
Yes, Legion, I'm
Disrupt
doing what I
Reaper
can
infection
here.
to proceed.
Need to be more specific, maybe. No! Wait. Don't go. Finally.
Out of the way!
You can't do this to them.
I said step away from the gas.
This is insane. We need the gas. You can't just destroy them for asking for it.
Damn. I really don't like the Quarians.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own people, but not by the Geth.
Give me more reasons not to like the duck people. Okay, let me guess. Another blah blah blah. That was fairly simple.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster.
Right.
There is a vulnerable point further along
No
the
doubt,
infection.
no doubt.
Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Whoa, that's not enough. Apparently not.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the
You
infection.
don't need
slow
to
its
keep on
replication.
repeating yourself, Legion. I am aware. Just not sure where best to hit it. Maybe here. Maybe here too.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
The kind of puzzle I can't stand, to be honest. Out of range.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Yeah, this aimless wandering and what have you is gets on my nerves. Not much of a point to it. Oh, come on. Give me some juice.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the
Okay, so I
infection to
gotta
slow
get
its
the
replication speed.
next one. Wherever that is. Maybe here. I think so.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster.
If I could somehow get access to there. No, it's just out of range. Anything below?
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. Data found. This data comes from
Thank
the
the
period during
gods.
which the creators declared martial law.
And come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds Creator's safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnel.
Creator Megara, what is your status?
They killed their own.
Creator Megara. As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered.
Sad story. I don't even know how to get. I guess Which way am I going? What is this here? I think I've already accessed this one, no? Or perhaps...
Accessing data. This is data from the end of warfare on Rannoch.
The Outbro is down. Do not engage the gate. I repeat, avoid contact.
Geth pursuit is breaking off 100 clicks past Rannoch. All captains fall back to the mass relay.
This isn't happening now?
It is timestamped 290 years ago. It is the Creator Exodus at the end of the Morning War. We had secured freedom. The Creators were no longer a threat, so we abandoned pursuit.
Wait. The Geth spared the last Quarians? You let them go?
We were in our infancy. We could not calculate the repercussions of destroying an entire species. Our creators. We chose isolation rather than face this uncertainty. Additional data recovered.
Legion. That's back when I activated you on the Normandy.
Yes,
You've been thinking about when we met?
it was highly significant. You were the first organic to openly cooperate with Geth since the end of the Morning War.
I wasn't wearing the Cerberus
We wish
outfit,
to
though.
ensure you are not the last.
It's not gonna be easy.
The prospect remains. If the Reaper presence is removed, there is a chance of reunification with Geth. And perhaps creators.
You think that's still possible?
Hope sustains organics during periods of difficulty. We admire the concept. Connection with the remaining server nodes established. We are ready to transport you.
Was not wearing the Cerberus outfit, but yeah, definitely see your point there, Legion.
Something's happening to the Geth. The fighter squadrons have stopped, but detect no more active programs inside their ships. Admiral Hangarl's fleet is driving them back. The live ships are safe, Commander.
Route access acquired, severing all connections to this communication node. Geth no longer reside on this server. We may now exit the consensus.
What's wrong?
You must proceed to the exit port. Disconnect from mother. Terminating remote access. Removing programs. Deleting archives.
Shepard, you all right?
Did it work?
Geth fighters have been disabled. Any remaining squadrons attacking the live ships have withdrawn. The server is offline.
Are you sure? What's happening?
We have transferred Geth programs from the server into these platforms.
Why?
They wish to join us.
They what?
While Shepard Commander removed the Reaper infection, we judged we could persuade hostile Geth programs to reunite with ours. We were correct. These Geth have renounced the old machines and will oppose the Reapers. They are now us.
Why didn't you tell me any of this?
We did not doubt you. We doubted your allies. The Creator's actions have placed their species in danger, but they are unsympathetic to what it has done to ours. The Quarians sanctioned this operation to save their people. They would not have done so if they knew we wished to preserve Geth as well.
I understand not wanting to leave anyone behind.
You accept our actions?
The live ships are safe and we have more Geth on our side. We both did what we came to do.
We judged you would understand. Prime units will be available once the Reaper signal has been located and destroyed.
Remind me to warn Admiral Hackett he's got some primes coming. Let's get back to the Normandy.
No action, but an interesting snippet, if you will. Quite interesting.
Impressive, Commander. The Geth squadrons attacking our live ships have been completely neutralized. If there is any chance we could duplicate the feat, I would be happy to lend my expertise.
Legion's the one to ask if you're looking for other servers.
I thought as much, but your Geth claims to have no data available whenever I inquire. Perhaps you can help me with something else.
What's that?
How did you get Geth Primes to work with you?
They volunteered.
I see. Well, should you wish to examine these Geth to confirm their new allegiance, please do not hesitate to contact me.
Quarian scum
Set
duck
out.
people. Can't stand them, to be honest.
Commander, Admiral Hackett's available on Vidcon. Zen, we need those ships to recover life pods. We're not letting people in life pods die just so you can rummage through Geth debris.
You yourself said the life signs were weak. They might already be dead.
Zen, you can always send a salvage team later.
Unless there isn't a later because we're defeated due to a lack of Geth technology. Fine. I'm diverting ships to rescue life pods. As soon as they're finished, I want them back.
Thanks, Shepard.
Well, can I talk to her about something?
I'm ready to hit the Reaper base whenever you are, Shepard.
War history.
Talk to you later, Tali.
Nothing
Sure.
to talk to her about. Just wondering.
The data you forwarded about the Geth was disturbing. It doesn't match the stories we tell.
Having second thoughts about the Geth?
Admirals don't have the luxury of second thoughts. What do you need?
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
I think the whole thing would set up would have been better if they had allowed for a discussion of the Morning War history and what have you. But anyway, I'll see you guys presumably the next time. Until then, gods be with you. Fortune favor you.